stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, everybody. Don't send me a message saying that you can't make it. All right. I did that instead of sharing. So I know I was texting you back. That's why it shares. So hopefully you got it. I just got. Okay. 5:30 and 7 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. That is correct. You got it. I plan on adding more. I put out a post yesterday. Nobody sees my post because Facebook sucks. But we don't need to have, we can have meetings. We don't need to be at the church. Okay. The Club Trudge has a brick and mortar location, but we're online too. And we don't need to have, the brick and mortar doesn't need to bring hybrid on, and Zoom doesn't need to. Okay. We're going to be doing that with a lot of them. Okay. But what we're doing is we're providing a need. That's all I'm doing here. I'm providing a need. Okay. And I see this need, and I can see how it can play out and how what my actions can do to contribute to that. Right. So let's do some captions here. Captions being, welcome to the Daily Trudge. Looks like they kept this holiday one for a little bit. It's still the 6th. Don't be surprised if it's gone tomorrow. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. There is rewatches. So this came about because I just went and did flyering. Okay. I'm going to tell you what happened. I go the first one. They've moved. They were already in this crappy little place, man. And they had to move because they couldn't afford it. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Well, it's not changed it wasn't changed. I got the address from DACA. Okay. So, running groups and doing this stuff isn't always easy. Okay. So I go the first one. Nobody was there. All right, fine. So I go to the next one, which is Mount View. So I go Mount View. It's like 1:15 by this time. Only 2 people left, locked up and leaving. That is not an AA club. That is a meeting space. Okay? Clubs involve more than just meetings. A lot more. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Okay? Next, we proceeded to Put Sober. Closed. Went across the street to Vitality. Closed. I didn't even bother going Primary Purpose. I didn't bother. Now, when I was at it wasn't all bad. When I was at Mount View, I ran into a couple people that I love it when they do that. What's your name? I'm Dion. Oh, you're Dion. Yeah, I am. Got something to say? I want to hear it. Hey. Yes, I'm that Dion. I'm the Dion. Anyway. And it just got to me thinking more and more about what we're doing with the Club Trudge. See, when I first came into AA, and this isn't entirely on AA, between Corona and how much it costs just to rent something in Colorado, it and recovery coaching, it has pretty much decimated AA rooms. I went to a noon meeting today. What do people not go to meetings on weekends? I'll go to this meeting on a Tuesday, it'll be packed. I'll go on a Saturday, empty. The hell's going on? Well, you don't need a meeting now. Okay. It's because we don't have these club atmospheres. Okay. When I got out of the Phoenix concept, I was 19. I think I was 20 by this. I don't know. I was young. I was 19, right? I got out of the Phoenix concept, started living with my parents, okay? And I wasn't working yet. Well, that meant I had a lot of idle time, okay? So, and I didn't have any money. But what I did is I went down to Primary Purpose, okay? And I said, hey, what was his name? Was it Rob? No, Rob was the owner. There was another guy, Tim. I don't remember. But I said, hey, I'll have any money to join the club, but I don't want to be running around on the streets either. And he handed me a broom, and he says, you know what? Do a couple hours of work, help us clean up around here, and then that'll be your dues for the month. Then what I started doing is I started to volunteer to work the bar. Okay. That means that I would have a shift from a certain time to another time that I would be there to greet anybody that walked into the club. Okay. And the club was open all day from like 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And there were meetings all day long, sometimes till midnight. But you could walk in at any time and talk with another alcoholic. Now you can't do that. What are you trying to get at? There's something really interesting in there. Well, I hope you find it soon because you're annoying me. The other thing, here's the thing. I guess a lot of people may not notice that it's happening because they weren't there to see it happen before, right? Some of these people in the program now, coming up 5, 6, 7 years of experience, have never been to a 12 by 12 study. They've never done any in-person meetings, or hardly any. Okay. In-person meetings are different. They turn out differently. Okay. I'll tell you the biggest difference: the cadence on the Lord's Prayer, which isn't a big deal, but it is the biggest difference. Okay. There's a cadence to it. Well, when we're all together in a circle right next to each other, you can feel that cadence. When we are separated by phone lines, you cannot. So there is a little bit of that fellowship missing. And I'm starting to see some of my friends that got sober online starting to get very, very lonely. Okay. And I get that. I understand that. Okay. I'm proud of, yes, I went out and all of them were closed. I made one contact. But more than that, I got out. I tried. I didn't know they were all going to be closed. I was under the assumption that it was Saturday. Everybody be there. There'd be people there, but no one to be found. And that's scary. And I don't want that to happen for our club. We're open on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I want to be open every day of the week, but I need more people for that. That's going to come with growth. So the idea that I'm bringing to these other clubs isn't really saying, hey, we got a new and we're very new. Nope. I'm approaching these clubs and I'm saying, hey, this is what we're doing over here. I know you don't have the room, but we do. And if you want to do an event or something like that, I was talking to a couple of people at Mountain View, and I'm like, we're going to have a grand opening with a band. She's like, I'm in a band. We would play. Okay. Now, I know she says that, but what she doesn't understand is you're going to be playing for free. You don't charge. No, we do this, all of this out of the kindness of our heart, man. I'll pay rent at the church. The church sees something, a need, a service that needs to be taken care of. Okay? And as much as I love Zoom, it does not replace that in-person feeling that I would get. I'm talking for myself. Okay? But I've experienced both. At the same time, I'm extremely grateful for Zoom meetings. With my PTSD, I wouldn't have made that many meetings. And I certainly wouldn't have the friends that I have. I got friends from everywhere, man. I have friends from all over the world. It's neat, right? And we all speak the same language, the language of love. So what I'm going to be doing is going to seem new, but it's not. It's just that God gave me the room, okay? And it is not on the clubs either. The people running the clubs, we did the best that we could, man. But I watched our AA clubs go from 3 to 4 rooms to one small room where we're barely crammed into now. Okay? Because of the cost. And that is what's great about the church. Things are paid for already. They're like, here, you can use this, you can use that, you can do this, you can do that. They keep giving us more and more. And I want us to utilize it. Okay? I want us to utilize it so that we can show other churches, other places that this can be done. And this is how we should be set up. Okay? So I don't want to go run around saying all the clubs are wrong, because they are not. They have been put in a very bad situation. So I want to be able to help, man. These people have servants' hearts. You don't make money off of running a club, man. You just don't. Okay? That's why they're not open, because then they don't have to pay the electrical, the water, and the time of somebody. Okay? So at least here in Colorado, our traditional AA clubs are going away. About the only one that has not moved in the last 20 years is York Street. York Street's the only club that has not moved. And I hope Club Trudge stays at the place it's at for the rest of its life. It may not. I don't know. I like it there. The church is perfect, man. Is what I dreamed. No, that's okay. But it is better than I could have imagined, for sure. Right? And all we're doing is trying to create these needs. So maybe instead of closing the club because the meeting is over, maybe you could, have another meeting. Yeah. Utilize the club, man. Get more meetings in there. We need men's meetings. We need women's meetings. We need LGBTQ. We need, I know for Club Trudge, we need Spanish speaking meetings. Okay. There are a lot of Hispanic people in that area. Okay? And it's just about fitting the needs and doing what we're supposed to be doing. Right. Yeah, sure. I love my kitties. Yeah. Do you get a No. So keep going to meetings, keep supporting your clubs. They are doing the right thing. I'm not talking about sober livings and recovery coaching here. The clubs are doing great. I think they're doing everything that they can. I mean, it costs money to run those clubs, and it's hard to keep it afloat $1 at a time. So don't fret, okay? But we do need to start participating a little bit more. If there are meetings that you want to do, I'm open to 12-step meetings. The only ones I won't do are all recovery meetings. It's got to be 12-step, or the answer is no. Okay? If you want to run a meeting, you got to have at least a year of sobriety. You have to have done the steps. Okay? If you haven't done the steps, then no, you can't start a meeting right now. You got to finish the steps. No major changes. Right? But we need them. And we need them all. So, all right. 20 minutes till the 3 o'clocker. So I'm going to go to that. I went to a noon meeting and I had to leave, not because of the people, but because of the people. I was just in a mood, and some people had said some things, like they said, the 12 by 12 is just Bill's opinion, and it's just not true. Yes, he wrote the 12 by 12, but what it is it a set of examples to not repeat. Therefore, it is fact. Okay? There is only one opinion in the big book. It is the doctor's opinion. And it is the only one that counts. The rest of it is fact. Comes from experience. It's not an opinion. Love you all. I really do. Peace out. Have a day. And we'll see you at the 3 o'clocker.